What's good, fight fans? This is Ashley's Corner. Yeah, I got to talk about this fight happening March 30th. It's going down in Las Vegas. This is the co-main event that I'm here to talk about. But this fight is going to be fire, yo. The card is going to be pretty good. The main event is going to be Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman. But this is going to be the co-main event. Rolly Romero versus Isaac Cruz. This is going to be the first fight on Prime Video. This is a pay-per-view fight. Congratulations, Rolly. Congratulations, Pit Bull. You have now made pay-per-view, even though you're a co-main event. But let's start off with the specs before I get into this fight, yo, because, I have a lot to say, so I'm going to get the specs out the way. Rolando Romero is 15-1. He has 13 knockouts. He's ranked number 8 right now. He's fought for 66 rounds total in his professional career. His knockout percentage is 86.67%. He's been pro for 9 years. He has the WBA title at 140 pounds. He's 28 years old, 5'8", with a 68-inch reach. And Isaac Cruz is 25-2 with 1 draw. He has 17 knockouts. He is ranked number 6 at 135 pounds. This will be his first fight at 140, and he has 140 rounds total under his belt as a professional. He has he's been pro for 10 years. He's 25 years old. He has a 68% knockout rating. He is 5'4" with a 63-inch reach, and he's fighting out of Mexico. Rolly Romero is fighting out of Vegas. He's coming off of a TKO controversial win. And that fight happened 10 months ago, and it was versus Ishmael Barossa, which had a record of 24-2-2 at the time. 24-3-2 at the time. And that was for that WBA title that he has right now, which was a vacant title that he fought for. The win was controversial. It's on YouTube if you can check it out. But Ishmael, basically, the referee stopped the fight very premature. But before that fight, he was coming off of a loss versus Gervonta Tank Davis, and that loss was in the 6th round, I believe. 6th round by KO. And Isaac Cruz's last fight was 8 months ago, where he won a split decision over Giovanni Cabrera, and that was at 135 pounds. Like I said, his last fight was at 135. This will be his first fight at 140. He's challenging the champion for the WBA title. And Giovanni's record was 21-0. He was undefeated. And then he lost. Well, he lost his 2 losses. One of them was his 6th pro fight was his first loss, and his second loss, most recent, was to Gervonta Davis in December of 2021. Now, getting down to the fight, looking at the press conference and just comparing how Rolly Romero usually is, has been in his last couple fights, I'm kind of surprised. Well, I was surprised, and I understand now, but Rolly's supposed to be talking trash. That's who Rolly is. Rolly talks a lot of trash, and I'm surprised he hasn't called Pit Bull ugly, because he loves calling everybody ugly. I'm surprised he hasn't called him a midget. He hasn't said he has short arms. He hasn't said half of the things that he said to Gervonta Davis, being that Pit Bull is probably 2 inches or 1.5 inches shorter visibly than Gervonta Davis. It makes me think that he's a little shook for this fight, and he can't have Pit Bull matter than what he's already going to be, in my opinion. He was asked why he's not talking trash to Pit Bull. His answer was because Pit Bull doesn't speak English. And the reporter smartly asked him, well, how come you don't talk trash in Spanish? Because both of them speak Spanish. Okay? He says, because the fight is being televised in English. It's being promoted in English. I think that's just it's a little cop out, in my opinion. usually, well, period, point blank, you're not supposed to talk trash for the fans. It's not for us. It's not strictly for promotion. Trash talk, and that's something that's back in the day that need to come back out. It's about you. It's about you getting in the head of your fighter. I mean, your opponent. It's about you setting the record straight or just letting them know how you feel about that. But he's not doing half of that. He's not doing it at all. You know what I mean? And it's just making me look at Rolly like he's a little shook and a little bit intimidated of Isaac Cruz, saying that is his fighting style and knowing that he has a very tough fight on his hands. Isaac Cruz is going to put his head down and weather any type of storm that Rolly has coming to him, in my opinion. And when I break the fight down, looking at the way that Isaac Cruz fights now, stylistically, the way they match up, man, this is how I see the fight. Being that Isaac Cruz is a come forward fighter, if you look at the screen, whenever he's not throwing punches, this is how he looks. His hands is on his cheeks, right up under his eyes, so he can see kind of like a peekaboo style, and his hands is always up. Hands down, man down, that man's hands stays up on his face, firmly planted against his face, okay? That's a problem for Rolly Romero, seeing that his height and the way he throws punches, he can definitely do what he said Tank was going to do to him and run into something. The same thing he did when he fought Tank. He can run into something wild. Isaac Cruz can throw overhand rights and overhand lefts at will. He can throw them leadingly. He doesn't need to throw the jab first or none of that. He doesn't mind absorbing some punches to get his off, and he's going to throw them kind of when you throw them. And that's really all Rolly can do, is throw punches when Pit Bull is throwing punches, because when he doesn't, he's going to be looking exactly like this. And if Rolly throws too high, he can land on Pit Bull's head. And this is another picture of how low Pit Bull gets sometimes. He purposely gets this low sometimes. You see, Tank's height is 5'5", and he's bending down, and look how smaller and how low Isaac Cruz is. That is going to be an issue as well for Rolly Romero to land any hard, powerful shots on Isaac Cruz. He can throw punches straight as well. He got some serious hooks. He can throw punches a little wide sometimes, but the man can throw straight punches as well. Like I said about his defense and foot-wise, he knows how to cut off the ring. We've seen Rolly Romero's footwork against a puncher, his last fight versus Barossa, and it wasn't too nice. He does know how to escape, but it's not nothing that I believe Pit Bull's not going to be able to cut off and get into Rolly's pocket as well. When I look at the way Rolly fights, Rolly doesn't have very good defense. His defense is going to be mostly backing straight up. He's going to take a couple bunny hops back, and he's going to think he's straight up totally out of danger when it comes to the shorter reach and shorter stature Pit Bull Cruz. And it takes good footwork to get on the inside, but Pit Bull Cruz does not mind lunging. He does not mind overcommitting at all to a punch, and that's what makes him dangerous, as well as the speed of this fight is going to be something that Rolly we've never seen him fight to the speed that Pit Bull has seen fighting as. Like, he's, as well as both of them are very powerful punchers. This is going to be an action-packed fight. It's going to be straight fire. I have Rolly Romero getting knocked out. Do you understand me? Pit Bull Cruz, I have him stopping him under 9 rounds. Okay? Rolly Romero holding up that title. Hopefully you had a good time with it, because it's about to be Pit Bull Cruz title. He's about to have a title at 140 pounds thanks to Rolly and this whole thing that's going on. Honestly, this is a fight that I'm saying that y'all shouldn't miss. It's going to be straight up fire. Rolly does have a puncher's chance if he can use some lateral movement and straight up work off the counter. He can possibly hurt Pit Bull Cruz and go out to a decision if he don't hurt his hand punching the top of his head trying to get his shots off. This is going to be a very frustrating fight for Rolly Romero, okay? Very frustrating fight. If I'm wrong, then Rolly's going to feel Rolly's going to feel Pit Bull Cruz power early in the fight, and he's going to try to get him out early in the fight. If I'm wrong about Rolly getting stopped, then he will probably get the stoppage around 4 rounds, but I don't see that happening. He's going to try to win in a decision, 12 rounds. Anything's possible, though. If he stop him, it'll be quick. It'll be a quick stoppage, but I definitely don't think Rolly's going to stop Cruz. Cruz look like a little thickums up there right now. You know, I'm saying I got Cruz by knockout or TKO victory with 9 rounds or less. Earliest, I would say 5 rounds. And between 5 to 9 rounds, Cruz will be the WBA champion at 140 pounds. Peace.